part of the storytelling is not only the design and the actual build of the restaurant, but also the creation of the menus. So now I'm going to introduce to you Mary Beth Bisneri. She is our vice president. There's a long title, so bear with me.
Okay.
It's down there too. She's the leader of our food and beverage division. How about that? Her title's on the page, and she's responsible for food and beverage not only domestically but also internationally.
Thank you. And of course, the restaurant has to be your favorite, Chris. Where did he go? Mr. Beatty, the restaurant is your favorite, right?
Yes.
It has to be. It is absolutely the top of the whole experience. It's purely beautiful. So if you think about food and beverage and you think about where we've come over the last decade, a lot of this has changed in the way that we do storytelling. Food and beverage has become an immersive part of the guest experience. We started this many years ago where in the beginning, if you went to a theme park, you were really primarily concerned of could you find that hamburger, that hot dog, and you needed to eat in order to go on the attractions. That's changed quite a bit, and you'll see that as we talk about what we're doing with Be Our Guest. When it opens on November 19th, you will be fully immersed in this castle. You will come across that bridge, and you will truly feel as though you are part of the Beauty and the Beast experience. When each and every time I've gone in there, I can never choose my favorite room because they're all so unique and different. But you really feel that immersive experience when you're in there. It's my daughter's favorite of all time Disney story, so I keep telling her little pieces of each one of it. And it's just really immersive. And we've tried to make sure that the food and beverage story is tied into that. So many years ago, we started to say, when we begin new projects, we need to tie together WDI and food and beverage, entertainment and merchandise together, so we can make sure that the entire story is told. And we've done that quite well here. And I think it's very seamless. So when we think about how we're going, we said, all right, how much is it going to take to make sure that this is an authentic experience? We started this work really 4 years ago. One of the best parts about my job is the talent that I get to work with, and we have some amazing chefs. So we took all of our great chefs, including one of the chefs that you'll meet today. And some of you I know mentioned you actually still know him, Chef Roland Mueller, who's actually from France. So we had a very authentic experience, and we have other chefs that have worked on it that are also, as their homeland is French, in France. So we said it's going to be very immersive, and how do we really get that storyline in there that's going to be a great guest experience, sort of authentic French cuisine. So anyway, we started that process, and we said this is going to be a little bit unique. We're going to try something we've never tried before. For lunch, we're going to have a quick service experience. But for dinner, it's going to be a table service experience. It's the first time we've ever done that. It's a unique thing to try to flex with the needs of the guests and do this in one restaurant. And again, part of it is the experience allows for that, but it's also part of the facility itself that you have these different rooms. And we really think this will be a great test and a great experience for our guests as well. So as we go forward and we think about that, we also realize that guests expect more out of food and beverage. And we found that out through our ratings over the years. As we recently opened up Cars Land, we had some incredible feedback from all of our guest ratings. Whereas typically when you have a guest experience in a theme park, the first thing you think about is a theme park experience. The first time the guests were telling us food and beverage was equal on par to their theme park experience. It's because of this immersive experience. So guests expect us to keep raising the bar. And with that, we said, all right, as we look at Be Our Guest, how are we going to continue to do that? So you'll see some of this today, and you're getting first course right now. And we decided we would really get into very themed dishes that worked with that film. So part of it, for example, at dinner you can get a whole roasted hen, a pork rack chop, and I'll share some of these dishes with you later on as we sit around and talk here. Pan-seared salmon with a leek fondue and saffron potatoes. So this is way more than what you would expect in an everyday quick service restaurant as it evolves to the dinner time period. But also the sort of dishes where you can actually think about yourself being in a castle in the 1400s. But, of course, more sophisticated food than what you could find back then. So that you have that really great and authentic experience. And then, of course, for dessert, we're going to have some tremendous gourmet dessert, pastry puffs, various experiences that you will also get a chance to taste today. So, as we sat there and we thought about this experience, and we thought about how the guests expect more out of this event, and each time we do this, we think, all right, how do we make sure we're giving the guests what they want? And we knew for the dinner time period, you'll see some of the tabletops, and you'll look at these here, and you'll see some of the costumes. The dinner experience is going to be a much higher experience, and it is a very authentic French experience. So we decided at that point in time that we needed to think about how are we going to, for the first time, bring wine into the experience. So we have chosen to take this restaurant and have a very French-inspired wine and beer that really authenticates a great French dining experience. That will only be for the dinner time period, not for lunch. Stays right there inside the restaurant, not walking around or anything like that, but really gives validity to the experience that our guests want. And we've heard a tremendous amount of feedback that the guests wanting to spend that kind of, I see head shaking, spending that kind of money, having a great gourmet experience, and the expectation is if they choose to have a glass of wine, they want one. Hasn't really made sense before, but it really makes sense when you're having a French restaurant. I know that every time I go to Paris, that's typically what you'll see in most restaurants. So again, we'll share with you a little bit more detail about that, but think about it as a great thematic French experience. So what I thought we would do today is give you a little taste of that. And we have our beverage manager here, Jason Chachu, and we're going to start with having him talk through some of what we're going to be doing here. And I promise I will be here throughout the whole time so we can answer any questions that you'd like. Okay, Jason?
Thank you. Exciting day. Let's pour some wine, please. As Mary Beth mentioned, we're offering wine and beer during the meal at the Immersive restaurant. The wine list is primarily focused around the famous wine-growing regions in France: Champagne, Bordeaux, Burgundy, Loire, Rhone, Alsace. One of our chefs is from Alsace, Chef Roland Mueller, Mary Beth mentioned. We will feature the leading French beer, which is Kronenbourg 1664. And the wine list, there's about 20 wines on the list. Almost everything's available by the glass. And right now, you're being served two lovely French wines from Burgundy. The white wine is the Verger Merceau Lapis. It's from the Côte de Beaune region in Burgundy. It's 100% Chardonnay. The nose is very complex. It's got a lovely floral note. On the palate, you'll feel some creaminess, strong citrus flavors of pineapple, lemon, lime, with a nice minerality on the finish. That's what the Burgundians are known for. As a red wine, this is the Louis Jadot, Nuit Saint-Georges. It is from the Côte de Nuit region of Burgundy. It is 100% Pinot Noir. This is the 2008 vintage. It's ripe, robust. You'll get flavors of raspberry, cranberry. Burgundy is known for that earthy undertone and the wonderful acidity on the finish. In my opinion, Pinot Noir is the ultimate food wine because it can pair with a delicious salmon dish that you'll try later, all the way to a juicy steak. So those are the wines you're having. They will be featured on the list. And when you first arrived, you had the signature non-alcoholic beverage for Be Our Guest. That is called the L'amour vrai, which means true love in French. It's very romantic. And it will be served in this wonderful Be Our Guest line up castle cup over ice. Then it's topped with a topped with a real fruit foam topping. It's a wonderful product. You've never seen this. It's only 4 calories per serving. And this beverage you had is an all-natural fruit juice punch made up of pomegranate juice, blueberry, wild berry, apple juice, and the combination of the flavors. Did you like it? Yeah. Pretty good for you. So this is what you'll see walking around through the dining room. I think once one goes out of the dining room, so now at this time, I would like to turn it over to my colleague, the executive chef for concept development. There he is, Lenny DeGeorge.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Lenny.
Welcome. We look at it as our job as the chefs for concept development The rest of the team will be joining us momentarily, but it's our job to finish off the story. We've got an incredible building. We're set in the middle of Fantasyland, but further inside the movie of Beauty and the Beast. And it'd be really kind of odd if we went for an Italian or Northern Italian menu. So that's kind of real easily why we settled on French food. But on the other side of it, we've got a vast amount of guests. Thousands and thousands a day will be coming through this restaurant. So we went French, but also very familiar. You're going to get great turkey baguette, just like the one I had outside Brunswick Market in France. You're going to get an unbelievable steak sandwich with a maitre d'hotel butter, finished with onions and tomatoes and arugula. You're going to have a croque monsieur. You're going to see macaroni au gratin. You know, these things could be turkey sandwich, steak sandwich, and macaroni and cheese if you wanted to take their other names. So they're going to be very familiar. They're going to be not quite what the American palate would expect. You know, we're going to be roasting that turkey out back. It's going to have that little zing from the Dijon mayonnaise, but we're really excited about it. As I mentioned, the other chefs will be coming out. I'm going to introduce them to you, and they're going to take you through what's on the table here. One final note is something else that's special is our kids' menu. We're kind of doing our own magic trick. We're going to sneak some vegetables in where they don't expect them to be. You're going to get carrots in the ketchup. You're going to have a full serving of vegetables in the meatloaf. You're going to get sweet potato fries. And you're going to get some interesting ways of, you know, hopefully mixed berries and applesauce will just kind of come across as an extra more healthy fruit than an apple would be. But for our young guests, it's going to be a seamless experience. They're just going to sit down and have great food in this amazing restaurant. So I will be right back with the other chefs. From Assas, he is going to take you through, he's on the concept development team, he's going to take you through the dinner that you're eating and also a few highlights on the rest of the menu. And this is Chef Mike Deerdorf. He is the opening chef for Be Our Guest.
So tonight we have little salads, white salad, of course. We have beans, tomatoes, yellow beans, and white beans, sorry, and then watermelon and radishes. And then I'm going to be serving you a king salmon that I fished myself.
Right outside.
He was that huge. No, I'm not kidding. He was that huge. I told him this morning, and we're going to be serving it on saffron mashed potato and a leek fondue. The leeks are cooked in oranges and chili flakes, and finished with butter. And there's a lot of things on the menu that are French, or kind of French, because I'm French, obviously. And but the inspiration was more castle, family, French classic dishes that I turned into something a little bit more nicer and lighter. And what else?
Luckily, I was classically trained, so I could interpret his menu. hopefully do some justice to it. I think when you folks see the dining rooms, you will be absolutely amazed at the level of detail. I highly suggest before you go to watch the movie, and that'll make sense, because if you walk in, it'll be like you just walked right into the movie.
For instance, a classic dish in France is the shark is out of British. We have a dish, seafood dish, but it's not in Bouillon. It's very French, very classic with the beef. And some other goodies. So we hope we see you at the Be Our Guest after opening. Thank you.